feel like there should be intro music or something. Well, welcome everybody. This is a little video. This is a stumble through is what I'm calling them. It's not really a walk through since just kind of stumbling along. You'll probably see me Google something if there's an error that pops up. It's just what we do as administrators, engineers, whatever you want to call us, active geeks. Today what we're going to do is install Cloudbees Core on Red Hat OpenShift, which should be a pretty easy and pain-free process. I've done it a couple times. It's actually extremely easy to install these two enterprise applications to make them work together, and we'll do that here today. So first off, let's go ahead and jump into OpenShift. Here I've got just a new OpenShift cluster. You need to be a cluster administrator. It's not enough to just be an administrator. You need to be a cluster administrator to install Cloudbees Core. Add some roles and a couple other things. So to get started with installing Cloudbees Core itself, one would think it's, I go to the Cloudbees site, we've got, go down to Cloudbees Core, start free trial. Oh no, wait, I've already got this set up, so let's sign in because I've got Cloudbees Core license already. Well, this is just looping. So it's not at the cloudbees.com site, it's actually at the go.cloudbees.com site. Now you'll see I'm logged in. Jump into these downloads. Used to be called Cloudbees Jenkins Enterprise. You can still download that. Otherwise, they're not going by that nomenclature anymore. Stepping away from the Jenkins millstone. Otherwise, we are going to jump here and grab the OpenShift installer. There are a couple other ways you can install it with the Java war file. You can install it via apt-get, yum install, a couple other ways. But this is a little bit more cloud ready, right? So let's go ahead and just kind of extract that here. We don't need to open the file because we're going to be doing most of this stuff through the command prompts. Alright, so let's head out to the documentation. For the documentation for Cloudbees Core, we're going to go to installing Red Hat OpenShift. There are a couple other things you need. You need the OC command line. Application. Odds are it's more recent than 1.7 if you've done anything with the last few years. I've already logged into this OpenShift cluster I showed you earlier, again as a cluster administrator. Now we need to make a project for Cloudbees Core, so let's actually go ahead and do that via the command line. So OC new project Cloudbees Core. Alright. Now that we've got a new project, we can actually jump into the OpenShift web panel and see we have a new Cloudbees Core project. This is just basically named. We can give it a little information later on, but either way, let's give it a nice, cuter title. Alright, so a little bit more human friendly with that, it's easier to spot out. You can do pretty much everything via the command line or the web UI. I'm going to again focus on the command line here today. So next thing we need to do, we already unpacked it. We're going to say we check the SHA checksum because everyone does that all the time. Let's go ahead and give this a zone hostname for our OpenShift cluster. We're going to go and give it a zone name that holds that host name dot netrock. Alright. And project, we set it as Cloudbees Core earlier, right? So that Cloudbees Core project we made earlier, we're setting that to this variable. We extracted this in Cloudbees. Alrighty. So now that we're in the directory to execute these commands, what these commands do is set is going to replace a couple of example strings with the zone names in the necessary places, store that into a temporary file, and move that temporary file into what we actually need, which is very cool because it keeps the original example. Alright. Now we are going to run this command. The same thing for this command. Alright, now we have prepared this YAML file which describes the deployment of Cloudbees Core on OpenShift. Sets up the routes, rules, roles, so on and so forth. Now that we've got that set up, we can actually just run the command. And alright. Looks like it worked out pretty well. So we should be able to jump into the OpenShift web console, and we have a new pod starting in this project for CJOC, the Cloudbees Jenkins Operations Center. Cloud Platform just spun up the pod. We should see some metrics jumping in here soon. That is if you have metrics enabled one way or the other on your OpenShift cluster. While that is going on, there's something else we need to do traditionally whenever you install a Jenkins or Cloudbees Core master via the traditional method, or the WAR file, distribution packages, what have you. You need to cat or echo out, read out the contents of this file that is created during the installation process that has your initial administrative password. We don't really have access to that master in traditional senses, but what we're going to do is use OC command to execute upon that pod this command and actually kind of siphon it. Alright, it's not done installing. Let's not put the cart before the horse. As a cluster administrator, you can see that I have a lot of other projects here. These are the, oh no, don't touch these projects sort of projects. These projects help run OpenShift, so again, try not to touch them. Alright, so we are getting statistics. So right now we should actually have it installed. Wonderful. So this is our initial administrative password. We're going to need that here in a second because we are going to jump into this route. So after the project and the pod are created and Jenkins or Cloudbees Core is installed, you'll have this route created. This is where you will access Cloudbees Core. And then the Cloudbees Core Operations Center. So again, we need that initial administrative password. Let's go ahead and pop that in here. No. Let's go ahead and use a trial license. So if you have a license or a subscription, you would pop that in. I have one, but I'm not going to paste that in for everyone all to see. If you are going to try it, you can request a trial during the installation, just as I did. Very easy. Now we are on our way. You'll have it emailed to you as well, in case you want to use it again, for instance, if you tear this down and yada yada. Next, you can choose the plugins you want to install, but otherwise the cool thing about Cloudbees Core is that it comes with some validated and tested and hardened plugins that work together well. They are put through a series of tests to make sure that they work together exceptionally well as well. Lots of well as well. How about that? All the plugins are installed. Not too long to do that either. There is a little upgrade. Let's go ahead and install that. I'm going to go ahead and skip the admin creation. So this is the same route as what's shown in OpenShift, so don't be too worried about copying this down. We're going to click Save and Finish, and we'll go ahead and restart as well. Now, you should see this get torn down and built again here in a moment as Jenkins is, yep, there we go. Jenkins is upgrading and restarting, so we should see some updates here shortly. Now, since it's upgrading and restarting, it will take a little moment to kind of get along. Alright, and we're back with a fresh install. So let's go ahead and grab that admin password again. Not too worried about this admin password because I'm going to destroy this as soon as we're done. Let's not save that. There it is. We have installed Cloudbees Core on OpenShift. Now, a cool thing about the integration between Cloudbees Core and OpenShift is that it will use OpenShift as a platform to spawn new masters, to spawn new agents, to run builds, all sorts of stuff. It's just kind of integrated, which is really, really nice. So from this point, what we could do is start building out our infrastructure, start carving out team masters for our different teams, and start setting up plugin update centers and a couple other things to kind of carve out our CI/CD platform with Cloudbees Core. That's about it for right now. Again, very quick and easy little stumble through of installing Cloudbees Core on OpenShift. Thanks for watching.